Non-profit organizations in the territory will be required to identify a senior member of the organization to serve as a money laundering reporting officer. Members and employees of non-profit organizations are also required to be trained in anti-money laundering and terrorist financing matters. These and other matters stemming from the Nonprofit Organization Act 2013 were discussed during an interactive workshop hosted by the BVI Financial Investigation Agency on Wednesday, April 17th at Marias by the Sea.
Just to reiterate the importance of the nonprofit organizations, one, being registered, in accordance with the provisions of the Nonprofit Organization Act, which came into force on the 1st of January of this year. And something else that we reiterated is the importance of actually, maintaining proper records, the importance of having, the persons in the Npos trained, in certain aspects of, say, anti-money laundering, so that they would be able to always ensure that the nonprofit organizations remains in compliance with the provisions of the Nonprofit Organizations Act, as well as other key pieces of anti-money laundering legislation within the territory.
The workshop also focused on the role nonprofit organizations play in maintaining the financial security of the territory. NPOs are also advised to record the names of all persons who make donations to their organizations, the amount of donations received, and disbursements made, including other financial or non-cash transactions conducted by the organization. These records must be kept by the organizations for no less than 5 years. In the event that the data is needed for review by the FIA for investigative purposes. NPOs are mandated to report any suspicious activity to the Nonprofit Organization Board.
We are an institution that forms part of the territory's framework to counter, money laundering and terrorist financing. So one of our main roles in doing that is to ensure that persons, report any suspicious transactions or any suspicious activity that might, come about during the day-to-day, operations of whether it be the nonprofit organizations as well as other regulated institutions in the British Virgin Islands, banks, trust and company service providers, insurance companies, real estate agents, jewelry stores, only to name a few. All of these entities are required to abide by certain, by the provisions of the local anti-money laundering legislation. And I think this is one of the, the things that we are doing that could, perhaps let people know that it is not about, secrecy, but, the FIA have a role to play, and, we play it, whether it be locally as well as internationally.
The representatives at the Financial Investigation Agency workshop were also told that it is a criminal offense for anyone to inform or tip off a donor that they are the subject of an investigation by the authorities. At the April 4th sitting of the House of Assembly, Minister Ronnie Skelton disclosed that 111 non-profit organizations met the April 2nd registration deadline in accordance with the Act. All religious organizations, including established churches along with private schools and colleges, were required to register, as well as a number of service organizations such as the Lions and Rotary clubs and sporting associations.